Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Hoikety Choik podcast that is hosted by the orientation coordinators. So I'm Chiara, one of the orientation coordinators, and I'm joined by my fellow orientation coordinator, Cianna, and Ella.
Hi, everyone.
So today, Ella is joining us because we're going to be introducing a new segment that we'll have on some of the podcast episodes called Beyond the Classroom, where we will invite different student leaders to talk about their experiences getting involved on campus and how it's enriched their overall university experience outside of the classroom. So Ella, do you want to introduce yourself for everyone?
Sure, that would be great. Thank you both for having me today. So I'm Ella. I'm going into my third year. I'm double majoring in health and disease and nutritional sciences. And I'm involved in a lot of different things at U of T and with St. Mike's. So I'm so excited to be here and talk to you all about everything.
We're so glad to have you here.
I felt shocked when I heard you say, I'm in third year now. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that the year has come to a close and now you're starting your third year in the fall. So exciting.
Yep. 2 years done school, not in person, but it's okay. We're pushing through and it hasn't been that bad. There's been some great things. Yeah.
I mean, personally, my marks have gone up, so I'm okay so far. So Ella, do you want to tell us a little bit about the different teams you've been on, different clubs you've been a part of while you were at U of T?
Sure, yeah. So in my first year, I joined the varsity rugby team. And that was just a great first place to start because once you join a sports team, you have an immediate family. You're already part of a community. You're already part of a team. And that was just really great. I met some of my good friends on that team. And it's been nice because throughout my second year, while we haven't been able to practice in person, we've been doing some Zooms and we're still connecting in different ways. So that's sport-wise. And then with other clubs in my second year, at the end of my first year, I joined Powers U of T and I was the director of logistics. And then come fall, I was elected vice president. So with Powers, yeah, thank you. So with Powers, we advocate for women and everyone's sexual rights and health. And that's just been great. We've organized a lot of events and socials and had some really great speakers. What else? This coming year, so in my third year, I'm going to be a senior mentor at St. Mike's. So that's really exciting.
What portfolio are you?
I'm doing, I should know this is bad. I'm doing the
okay, we won't tell Josh yet.
Event management. I'm doing event management.
Oh my God, Ella, we're together.
Wait, we're together? Oh my gosh.
Ella, I'm so excited. Oh my God.
Oh, we're going to have so much fun. Oh my gosh, you're a senior mentor too. Oh, this is great. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What are the odds?
Wow, I'm so excited, Ella. I'm not gonna lie, I was really really because they changed the descriptions of the senior mentor portfolios after I interviewed, and part of our portfolio is fundraising, and I was like,
oh I saw that.
I don't have any recent fundraising experience from university, and I was talking to Maya M about it, and Maya was like, oh, I'm pretty sure your partner, the person that you're working with, has a lot of fundraising experience. So you don't need to worry. And I was like, Maya, that means tell me. And I was also I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed, we have to wait for all the contracts to get signed and wait for them to officially tell us. But I was oh my God, I've been thinking about it, wondering who it is. I'm so excited, Ella.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun. Yeah. So actually with Powers, that's where I've gotten fundraising experience. All through high school, I did a lot of that we organized like Girls for the Cure, which was for women's breast cancer. So that was a big event that we did at like the Montreal McGill Stadium. So that was really great. Yeah. So I love doing all of that. So I'm really excited.
Oh my God, that's so exciting, Ella. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you, Ella. So like coming out of high school, did you feel like you had like enough like experience? Like how did it feel transitioning from like high school extracurriculars to like university extracurriculars? Like what did that feel like for you?
Yeah, so just to give everyone a little background, I guess, on my high school. So I grew up in Montreal, and then Montreal, different system. If you're in Canada, most likely, you know, we have CEGEP, and then instead of a grade 12. So I didn't go to CEGEP in Montreal. I graduated in grade 11, and then I moved to Los Angeles for my senior year of high school. So that was a big change, but an incredible year. And both in high school, like all throughout high school and same with university, I've been like a student athlete. I've been playing sports my whole life. So that transition, it was fairly compatible. I was still training a good amount of the time. Definitely university. It is like a lot, but it is manageable. It is a lot though. And then I've always been involved. I really like being in clubs. I really like being a part of different things. So I've been in different committees, and I would say, you know, I think at U of T, you have to prioritize what clubs you really want to be a part of. I think in high school, I was part of more clubs than I am today at U of T, but I'm really a part of the ones now that I really want to be a part of. So I've been able through all of my experiences, see what I really enjoy and what I really like to do. And that's why also there are opportunities, you know, when you don't see like a club or you see a hole in all of the clubs available that you can make your own. So actually, this is kind of new and pretty exciting, but myself and 4 other of my friends were starting up this summer, and it's going to be a club for next year, but it's called Growing Mentality. And we're just raising awareness and about mental health, which is something super, super important at U of T. We're going to be organizing events. And while there are these kind of clubs already there, U of T is really big, and not many of the ones that are there I've really felt were there for me and my friends whenever we needed someone. So this is just another community to really be there for everyone, whether it's like helping with like breathing exercises or just speaking to someone or just having somebody there. So yeah.
Oh, that's
Wow,
so
that's amazing.
Yeah,
What?
I'm really excited.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. Let's promote your club at orientation.
I know.
Yeah, during club fair and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so awesome, Ella. I feel like the biggest jump for me, like being a student leader in high school versus being a student leader in university, is like how hands off it is in university. Like I remember being in high school and like your faculty advisor, your teacher advisor, like they're there for you. Like they help you like plan meetings, they help you book things and stuff like that. And I felt like once I got to university, there was like no more like there was like very little oversight.
Yeah.
Very little oversight. I felt like I was just making things up on my own. And I was like, is anyone gonna check my work? Like, is anyone gonna check that this is like okay? Because like I'm a kid. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. So I think you are so brave for you and like your friends to be starting a new club. Are you guys gonna try to get recognized by UTSU?
Yeah, so those applications are in September. So the whole planning this summer is all getting started on that. Yeah, so we're really excited. But I definitely agree. I think another big change is like in university, it's not just all of the general members. The execs do a lot more, and there's less of the general everybody contributing, you really have to, you put in as much work as you want to, and no one's kind of telling you, there's no adult telling you, hey, put in more work. It's your peers. And so that's just a big change. But it's definitely, it means that if you want to work and you are really passionate about something, you have the opportunity to do that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's another thing that like, once you get to the university level, all of your like your executive team, all of your working relationships, it's like on you to like keep track of people, keep track of like, you know, are we equally working on something? Like, I just feel like to me it was a bit scary, like the amount of like independence you got in your extracurriculars compared to like in high school. Because like, I don't know, like I just like really felt not confident in my like in myself when I started student leadership, and there was like no one to check you. I feel like that was like the biggest like fear for me. I was like, should I just like go with it? And so like, yeah, I would say like student leadership is one of those things that from it I just learned like to have confidence in myself, and like you don't need to wait for permission. Like you can just try things and then adapt as you go, and like rely on your other like executive members or your other team members to like check you. And you know, that's kind of what student leadership is at the university level.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I would love to hear about your varsity team, Ella, because I like remember being in first year, and like I felt like a lot of my friends thought like, oh, you can't join varsity unless you're like scouted for the team. And so like I bet you there's lots of students who are also wondering like how to get involved with sports. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
course.
Ella, did you, oh, sorry, I was just gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
did you come here specifically like for the varsity team, or like were you coming here and then the varsity team was like secondary?
Yeah, so the way I made my university decision was definitely about the academics originally. It was like, okay, I'm going for the school, for the location, for all of those different things, for my programs. And then, but I always knew that I did want to play sports and continue that. And so I was accepted into U of T, had all of that. And then I would say I'd finished my high school year, and then I reached out to the rugby coach. So I sent her an email and I just said, hi, I'm Ella. This is my experience that I've had playing rugby. And I was just wondering, you know, are there any spots on the team left? When are tryouts? Is there any way that I can be a part of this? And so she had emailed me back right away, and it was great. Bobby Joe, that's our coach, she was really on top of it, emailed me back. I actually came to Toronto 2 weeks early before school started, and we had training camp. And so I had family that lived in Toronto, but they're not right next to campus. So my coach had placed me like with one of the upper year students, and it was a rugby house. So there were 4 rugby girls in the house. They just took me in for that time. It was amazing. I would say like, yeah, it was really, really great because I got to meet people even before school started, which made me like feel so comfortable, so at home. And those 4 girls really like, they just took care of me. They were they were my family for those 2 weeks, and they still are. Like, I just sometimes like message them, and I'm not in Toronto, but we're always like, hey, when I'm back, like we're going to grab brunch or we're going to do all of that. So I'm really excited.
So
yeah. But so that was really great. So Bobby Joe reached out, we were in contact, and then August came, I was in Toronto, and then we had training. It's definitely like a lot of work. So the training camp was like 2 times a day. We'd practice in the morning and the afternoon, and then time in between. And then school started, and we'd practice like once a day, and then weightlifting a few times a week. But yeah, if like you want to get involved in sports, I think just if it's varsity, email the coach, speak to the teammates. There's always an Instagram account. And everyone's really open. Everyone really wants you to enjoy what you're doing. And if this is something you want to be a part of, like we want you on the team. So that's how that all worked. I think also just like in general, if you don't really want to play varsity, but you still want to be involved in sports, there's so many different ways There's club teams. So that's not as intense as varsity, but it's still a bit more of like a competitive edge to things. And then there's intramurals. And intramurals are so easy to be a part of. You can just grab friends and do it, or you can join different groups that are already formed. And it's just a great way to stay active. Like you can even play like ultimate frisbee, or you can play flag football. There's just so many different things that you can play and try out. And with intramurals, you can play more than one sport. So if you're interested in doing a couple, you definitely could do that. So yeah.
Amazing.
Chiara, you
and like
joined intramurals?
Oh yeah, I did join intramurals.
What were you a part of, Chiara?
Oh, I did intramural field hockey. I'd never played field hockey before. And then like in first year, I just saw a Facebook post and I was like, maybe I'll try it. And then like that sparked me getting involved at like U of T.
I love that. That's amazing. Like just trying something new too that you'd never really experienced, and then finding like a new love for sports.
Yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm not great at it, but I really like it.
That's what counts.
That's what matters. That's what matters. That you have fun and that you really like your teammates. Yeah, I would say like I didn't do sports in university, but definitely like in high school, like Ella, you're so right. Like there's like, because our team is like all girls, like those girls are like there for you whenever you need them. Love them. Are the girls that you stayed with during your training camp, are they still on the team, or have they like graduated now?
So I played, well, one of them would have been on the team this year as well, but now they're all graduated. It's kind of cool though, just to see, you know, like I have friends who are older now and friends that I can, you know, check in with or see like, hey, you're in the job market now. Like, how's work life going, you know, or like, how's your master's going? And it's just a different relationship, which is super interesting and cool to have.
Amazing. And like how early did you reach out to like the coach to like say like, oh, I'm coming to U of T kind of thing?
I think I emailed in July. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
so like
it
not
wasn't
super advanced.
No, I've played soccer my whole life too, and not to go into the whole like athletic thing, but it was always like, oh, what sport do I want to do? So I was thinking a lot about what I really wanted to play. And then from there, that's when I chose, okay, this is the coach I'm going to email. This is the team I'm going to be a part of. Yeah. But so it definitely doesn't have to be way in advance. Obviously, some people it is way in advance. But I don't think you should be discouraged if it isn't way in advance, because there's so many opportunities to come even the summer before or even the season before. Like you can join mid-season and practice with the team and then try out the following season. So there's so many different ways to get involved. Yeah, like Adara, who's another speaker I think that you guys are going to have on this, she actually joined midway through and then made the team the next year. So before I came to U of T, this was all before I came, but she's a year older.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could like practice with the team, even if you're like not on the team, and then try out. That's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh, interesting. I think people have like, or at least I had like a very different perception of like getting involved with like varsity sports. Cause like you see kind of like what it's like in the States and like kind of how it's like these kids are like scouted for like years and years when they're like in high school. And so like when you get to like the end of high school, you don't think like, oh, I can join like a sports team at university. Like I know both my younger sisters play like high level softball. And so they're like not, well now because of COVID too, but like they weren't getting scouted. But my sister just like emailed the coach for softball at her university, and he was like, yeah, just come out to some of our practices. And like she ended up getting like not signed to the team, but she's on the team now. And it was just like a really random like coincidence.
Yeah. Oh my
It's definitely different. My sister's just graduated, or she's graduating in 3 weeks from high school, and she's playing soccer in the US. But so the process is very different in the US versus Canada. I mean, schools do recruit early. It definitely depends on the sport. There usually are always walk-on tryouts. So there's always people who are walk-ons. It's definitely more difficult if they already have their team planned out and there's only a few spots left. But I don't think anyone should just, if you really want to do it, go. There's nothing for you to lose. There's nothing for you to lose, really. If you're passionate about it and you want to play, just go do it and enjoy it.
So true.
Yeah, I think like the media and movies really might like dissuade like students because like they think, oh, it's like TV. And I remember like in my high school, we would have like girls in the graduating class, they'd have signing days. Like we'd all go and like take pictures when they signed with their university and they signed with the sports team. And it's like a big thing. Like I'm from Philadelphia, and so it's like a really big thing. But like I think it's so nice that like for U of T, like, you know, you can just email the coach, feel it out, hang out with the team, get on the team. I think that's awesome. Ella, so like, what does it mean to you to have like been a part of all of these like different experiences, being on varsity, being on RAS, being on starting your own club? Like, what do you think being in extracurriculars has like added to your university experience?
I think it's definitely given me a community. U of T is so big, and it can sometimes be overwhelming. But I think being a part of all of these different teams and clubs and groups, they're all people that care about you, and you're an individual. You're not just some one student in a huge school like U of T is. You really feel like you are an individual and you are having an impact. I think even with St. Mike's does that as well. It's another community. So I think all of those different ways, it's just a great way of being connected, being involved, feeling like you're meant to be somewhere, feeling like you're welcomed. I think all of those clubs and opportunities, that's what they really give you. They give you a home away from home and people to trust.
That's so wholesome the way you put it.
So wholesome. I like it. I like it though. And I agree. I agree with everything you said, Ella.
Well, thank you so much, Ella, for like coming on. Is there any final words that you would like to share with the people before you go? Any warm messages for the incoming class?
Good luck, everyone. I hope that some part of your university experience is in person. And if you ever see me, come say hi. I would love to meet you. And thank you to both of you here today. Thank you, Chiara and Cianna, for asking me to come on the podcast and speaking.
Thanks so much, Ella, for joining us. I feel like we got surprised. I'm so excited about your new club. So excited to be working with you next semester. Oh my gosh.
So I'm so excited too. Just makes more exciting things to come for the next year, which is awesome.
These are a lot of like big things for you.
Ella, I'm like, wow. Very exciting, very exciting. Thank you so much, Ella, for joining us.
Okay, thanks you guys. Bye.
All right, thank you so much, Ella, for that great chat with us. We really enjoyed learning about your varsity experience and sharing your knowledge with the incoming class and our current students. So this is another segment that we are hoping to do more of during the summer called City by Heart, where either Cianna and I or another student guest will talk about places in Toronto that they really enjoy. It could be a restaurant, it could be an experience, and just something like fun that they've learned or experienced while being in Toronto and kind of like exploring the city. So today, Cianna and I are going to be talking about some places that we enjoy, that we'd like to visit, and kind of the experiences that we've had exploring the city.
I actually think like this is related, but also a little bit off topic. But I just want to say that like something that my personality type is I have friends that are from like different things, different friend groups, and they all have their own like style of like what we do when we hang out. And I think I've been pretty lucky, and I really like having those different like friend groups because like they each bring something different to my perspective and like what I learned from them. And also like because they have different tastes, they have different things that they like to do. I like get to try lots of different things. Because like I'm the kind of person who's like really open to trying new places, new foods, new stuff. But I think like I'm also the kind of person who like I also am happy to eat at home, chill at home. And so like unless my friend is like going out with me or like I'm in another country and like the whole purpose is to try new things. Like if I'm at home, I'm like, oh, like I could also just not leave my house kind of person. So yeah, I think I've been really lucky on like some of the cool places I've been in Toronto just because like someone was like, oh, like want to come with me? And I was like, yes, I definitely want to come with you kind of thing. And one story, Kiana, that I was thinking of telling is in first year, I had like exams, right? And I'm like studying pretty hard for my exams, but my Dawn Katie, so funny. Oh my God, I need to back up the story just a little bit. Katie, my Dawn Katie, Dear and I, we're chilling in our lounge at Loretto. And Katie showing me that song. Oh, what is it called? Old Town Road. And Katie is like off the handle. She's so funny. She's like dancing and she straight up knocks over a lamp in the lounge. And we're like, oh my God, did it break? So we were having too good of a time. And so we were just like laughing, listening to music and stuff like that. We were watching the Raptors game and everything. And then like Katie goes like, oh, Cianna, we're gonna go out for ice cream tomorrow. Do you want to come with? And I'm like so happy because like we're watching the game, Toronto's winning, we're having a good time. And I was like, yeah, like let's go. And like I thought we were gonna go to one of the many, many ice cream places that are like around St. Mike's because like there's like ones in, is it called Yorkville? Yorkdale?
Oh, yeah, I think it's Yorkville. It's not Yorkdale.
Yorkville.
It's Yorkville.
Yeah, there's like stuff in Yorkville. There's like stuff on the way to like Eaton Center. Like there's so many like cute little ice cream shops if you just Google them or whatever. And so I was like, yeah, like it won't take, it'll like take no time. False. So false, guys. So false, y'all. I literally come down to the lobby and like I literally thought it was just me and Katie just going out for ice cream. But no, this was a Dawn event, which is fine. So like some other girls from Loretto were there and we were like, we're now going on a trek. And then they're talking about like, do we want to take the bus there? Do we want to Uber there? Do we want to walk there? I was like, bus, Uber, subway, like where are we going? Oh my God. They're like calculating the amount of time it's going to take to get there because we're using the Loretto like house budget or whatever. And so like we were trying to calculate, oh, how long does it take there if we do like subway and like streetcar and stuff like that. And it's like an hour. And then it's like also an hour if we walk. And I was like, oh my God, where are we going? Where are we literally going? I have an exam tomorrow, but also I loved Katie and I didn't want to say no and back out. And so, anyways, we decided to walk there because it was so gorgeous that day. Beautiful sunlight, beautiful sunlight. So we walked and we went to this place called Bang Bang Ice Cream and Bakery. Really delicious, guys. We walked there for an hour. It was very chill. Like it was so fun. Like just like us res girls, like walking and like all together and just chit-chatting and everything. We get there and they just have like such cool flavors. I think all of their ice cream is made like in the shop. And they have they have non-dairy flavors like mango and like other fruity flavors, but then they also have like London fog and they have like chocolate flavors and they also have like these Asian flavors like matcha and like cherry blossom and like oh so many things. And like it was just so fun because like we get there and it's like this really tiny shop. It's really cute. And they were just like they had all of the flavors up and there are just so many choices. Like there were just lots of ice cream choices and then you could choose whether to have it like on a cookie sandwich, if you wanted it on a cream puff, if you want it in a waffle cone, if you wanted it in like that. I don't know if any of you are like been to like an East Asian like mall, they have like those bubble egg waffles. You could also have it in that. And you just like got there and you're just like, there's so many choices, there's so many combinations, there's so many different types of cookies that your sandwich can be on. It's like so many choices. But it was so delicious. So we like stayed there. We just, because we had walked an hour for this ice cream, we're like, let's just relax and eat the ice cream. And then we decided to take the scenic route back to campus. And we walked in so many unnecessary directions. We walked past Oisey, we stopped to take photos. And the bottom line is that trip was probably like 3.5 hours round trip. And I had an exam the next day. I was weak and I couldn't tell Katie that I had an exam and that I probably should study. And so it's like such a fun memory from first year, and highly recommend this bakery. It was so like, I want to go back. I haven't been back, because there's a pandemic. But yeah, that's like one of my favorite memories from first year, I think, like of doing a res thing all together.
Yeah, Bang Bang ice cream is really good. If anyone's interested, it's on Ossington between like Dundas and Queen, but it's like closer to Queen Street West.
Okay, that's the joke though, because it's on Ossington, and you think like, near Ossington Station, like on the subway. False, so false, y'all. It's not close.
It's not close to any subway station. I live near Ossington. I actually live near there, and so it's dangerous because it's walking distance from my house. And this past year, I've been there 3 times, which is more than
Jealous.
I've ever been there.
Jealous, so jealous.
But their flavors are so good. They have, if anyone goes in the fall, they have a pumpkin spice espresso, and it's so good. They also have one. They usually have it all year round, but when I went the past like 2 times, they didn't have it. But it's like a honeycomb one, and it's like, I don't know if they have honeycomb in it, but it's like there's honey in it. Anyone who knows me, I love bees and honey. So like this was like my flavor. It's so good. Oh my god, they have honestly so many flavors. I've had their raspberry, like blonde Oreo one. That one was really good.
Raspberry blonde Oreo.
Blonde, like the
blonde Oreo.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like flan and Oreo. That sounds interesting.
No, it was like raspberry and like the blonde, like the white Oreos. So that one was really good. I don't remember what I had. Oh, I think the other one I had was like a toffee one. It had like the honeycomb like candy or toffee in it. That was really good. And I got that one with a cookie. That one, chef's kiss.
Cianna. Let's have a sleepover when COVID's over.
Yeah, and we can just have ice cream. Also, like right by there, in case anyone goes traveling over there, right like not across the street, but it's like close-ish. There's this place called Bobby Sue's Mac and Cheese. It's like a little mac and cheese shack. So good, the mac and cheese from there. You can like customize it, so like they have like the mac and cheese like base, but then you can like put stuff in it. You put like bacon. They have like all sorts of stuff. So good. It's like
Cianna, next summer, let's vacation at your house.
Let's
just
do it
eat from all the places around your place.
Oh my god, that's the thing though. I think so many, because I live like Trinity Bellwoods area, so it's a little bit outside of like that campus bubble. It takes about like 20-30 minutes to like get to campus via like streetcar, but there's so many things over there, and no one like really ventures out into that area. So like most of our friends live on campus or like max 10 minutes away from campus walking. So I'm like a little bit further out, obviously, and so no one like usually comes to my neck of the woods. And so 2 of our friends had met up with me. Our friends Roxanne and Maya, we had met up in Trinity Bellwoods Park, and we had gone to walk down Queen Street West. We ended up walking all the way to Nathan Phillips Square. It was quite a trek, but it was a good time. We got to see like all these like cool shops that are on Queen Street West, and like all the nice like restaurants.
I'm so
and
jealous.
Cafes. And like they were like, oh, we never come over here. Why did we never come over here? Like there's so many like cool things to offer. And I was like, yeah, y'all never want to come and visit me. But just
wait,
kidding.
y'all, I'm so
jealous.
so jealous.
This is
Oh my God. Kid, I have another funny story about your neck of the woods.
Okay, go ahead, tell it.
Okay, so y'all, I'm Canadian and my parents went to U of T and my family's from Toronto, like Mississauga, Toronto area, but I am not from Mississauga, Toronto area. I grew up in Philadelphia. And where I grew up in the suburbs, there's no like public transportation. Like we drive everywhere. That's just like how it is where we are. There's no sidewalks anywhere, so you don't walk anywhere. And so when I went to Chiara's place for the first time in the beginning of second year, because we were both on SMICSU together, and we were gonna do a wellness week for October, and we were gonna bake things for students. And so I was going to Chiara's house to bake things. And then I Googled how to get to her place, and the only way was by streetcar. But I'd never been on a streetcar before, and I was not confident in taking the streetcar to her place. So I decided to walk from Res to Chiara's place, and it's like an hour walk, which is not bad. But I had flour and baking supplies in a suitcase, and I pulled a suitcase full of baking supplies to Chiara's house. And I had no conditioner at home. So along the way, I decided to stop at Shoppers Drug Mart and buy conditioner.
And also on that visit, so my house, the street that I live on, there's 3 streets all next to each other, the exact same name, and they all have like my house number on it. And Cianna goes to the wrong house. So Cianna called. We planned that like I was gonna film me opening my door and being like, "Hey, Cianna." And so Cianna calls me. She's like, "Cianna, I'm walking up your driveway." I'm like, "Great." I turn on my camera. I'm ready to film. Open my door. Go into my driveway. I'm like, "Cianna." No one's there. And I'm like, "This girl said she." So I walk down the street and I'm like, "Where is this gal? Like, she's not at my house." So I call her and I'm like, "Gal, where are you? Like, I'm out here standing out here recording and you're not here." She's like, "What are you talking about? I'm knocking on your door." And I'm like, "Gal, you're at the wrong house." She was like, "Oh my
God. I literally knocked on a stranger's door.
And so she had to leave that house. Luckily, it's just one street over, but still, it was not my place of residence. And then she came to my house and then I filmed it and I was like, "Hey." But it was a good time.
I don't think we even used that video, but oh my gosh. I think the people whose house I knocked on, I think they weren't home. Bless, honestly. Cause like, guys, I like had never been there and I had a suitcase full of flour and chocolate.
They're probably chips. Like, "This girl's coming to move in."
Oh my God, I totally forgot about going to the wrong house until you brought it up. But I don't know, like, such a good memory.
It literally happens all the time. Once I like went to go pick up food at like a place just down the street from my house with my sister and my housemate Ingrid, who is also a SMC student. And so we had gone to pick up our food and then we like came home. We got home, we're unpacking the food and we realized they forgot to give us something. And so I called and I was like, "Oh, I can walk and pick it up." And they're like, "No, we made the mistake. We'll like drive and drop it off for you." I was like, "Great." So get a call 5 minutes later. "Hi, I'm outside of your house. Like, can you come to the door to like get your food?" And I was like, "Okay, go outside. This man is not here." I'm like, "This man has gone to the wrong house." And I'm like, "Hello, are you at like," I say my address. He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, there should be painter's tape on the windows." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm outside of this house." I'm like, "Is the house white?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Dude, I'm outside and you're not here." And he's like, "Oh." And so he had gone to the wrong address, but they also had painter's tape on their windows. And I was like, what are the odds that these people are painting their house at the exact same time that I am painting my house? And it is just
trying to impersonate
this poor delivery
house.
man. Yeah, they're really trying to like really confuse everyone. They're like, "We got to be exactly the same as Chiara's address."
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my gosh.
It literally happens all the time.
So today's City by Heart recommendation is Bang Bang Ice Cream and Bakery. Do you have another recommendation that you want to talk about, Kieta?
Ooh. Oh, okay. If we're on the theme of ice cream and places around my house, there's a place on Queen Street West called Sudforno, Sudforno. It's like Italian, but they have amazing gelato. It's so good. Like their hours are a little weird, like they close kind of early, but like and usually there's a lineup, but if you can get their gelato, so good. They also make their own like bread and like pasta and stuff. Oh, it's so good. Highly recommend going. It's Queen Street West and like Euclid. It's Queen Street West and Euclid kind of area. I don't know if anyone knows where that is, but if you Google Sudforno, it comes up. Also across the street from it, there's this place called I Hallow Crunch or something like that. And they make, have you heard of it? It's like the twisty ice cream that's like different colors. They have like a charcoal one, ube one, a
I
green
feel like
one,
I've
and
heard
a
of it on
vanilla one.
Blogto.
Yeah, they have like funky,
Blogto.
twisty ice cream. But that's right across the street, and that's also good.
Ooh, oh, Kieta. When the pandemic is over,
I know.
let's vacation at your house.
Yeah, let's just eat ice cream. We'll go on an ice cream tour of the city.
Oh my
There's
God.
another gelato place right around the corner of my house. It's really good called Death in Venice or Death by Venice, and they make like all their
Death by Venice.
Yeah, like the Shakespeare play, I think, and it's like so good. They make their like gelato making guy like studied in Italy, and like they make it all fresh in house, and like it's all small batches. Really good. They have like all sorts of dietary options too. Like my dad's vegan, we're trying to be vegan, and so every time we go out, usually he can't get ice cream, but when we go there, he's able to get ice cream because they have vegan options.
Ooh, oh my gosh, exciting.
So much ice cream in the city. Perfect for summer or
True,
winter, whenever you like ice cream.
You can eat ice cream all the time. There's never, well, maybe there are some bad times to eat ice cream, but I think that's subjective.
Yes, I think it's whatever your preference. Eat ice cream whenever you want to eat ice cream.
But I would say if you're allergic to dairy, maybe don't eat ice cream before you have an exam.
Is that what you did?
No, but sorry, that came out of nowhere. The reason I said that is because I was just thinking about I was thinking back about my ice cream story about how I had my exam the next day. And one thing that my dad, now this is turning to exam corner, but one thing that my dad has told me many, many times is never try anything new before your exam. Don't eat something different the day of your exam. Don't drink coffee for the first time the day of your exam. Don't try something new, because you want to be as comfortable and in the right state of mind as possible to comfortably sit through your entire exam and do your exam.
So true.
Don't eat anything you're allergic to before an exam. The other reason I said that is that my Uncle Richard, he's allergic to seafood. This man loves seafood. This man just eats the seafood, breaks out in hives, and is just like, guess that's life. No pain, no gain.
So bold. Yo, I actually knew a kid like that. This girl I knew in school, this is off topic. This girl I knew in school, she really liked peanut butter, but was really allergic to peanut butter. This gal, one day we were in class and she just popped a Reese's peanut butter cup and just stabbed herself in the leg with her EpiPen.
You told me this story before. Oh my God.
Gal, is the Reese's peanut butter cup really worth it? Apparently it was, because she did it, but
what did she say after that incident? Did she say it was worth it?
This gal really loved peanut butter. She continued to eat, she wasn't daily eating peanut butter sandwiches and then stabbing herself in the leg, but every so often she'd build up this craving, would eat peanut butter and then just stab herself in the leg.
Oh, I see. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought she was so desperate to know what Reese's peanut butter cups tasted like that she decided today I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna stab myself with my EpiPen.
No, this
Just
gal,
so I can know. But no, she knows. And she decided today I am going to do this.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Oh my God.
But anyways, all this to say, the city has lots to offer. You can get find lots of different things in the city.
Yes. And there's a right time and a right place for everything under the sun. So
yes. And so moving forward, we won't just talk about ice cream and getting lost in the city and going on long walking trips. We will have other topics like cool experiences you can do in the city, or
cool free things in the city.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool free things you can do in the city, you know.
Student discounty things in the city. Money.
That's true. Yeah, so these are two kind of segments that we're hoping to like roll out during the summer with our the rest of our podcast topics. We have a lot of fun podcast topics in mind and a lot of like cool guests that we have lined up for the summer. We're really excited for all of you to hear or watch our future podcast
or
episodes. Read. Do we have a reading option? Like
well, closed captioning.
Oh, closed captioning.
Closed captioning on the YouTube.
Are we printing out transcripts of our podcast?
Anyway,
the closed captioning.
I think today was a really fun episode. So exciting to hear about Ella and loved reminiscing about some Toronto stories we have. So every podcast will have some different segments. So keep your eyes and ears open for the next episode and the next thing that we'll be chit-chatting about and our next guest. So thank you to everyone who spent time listening to what we had to say today.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope everyone has an amazing week and we will see you or you will hear us next week.
Yes. Bye, everyone. Bye.